there is a reciprocity of trust and a reciprocity of distrust. And when you give trust to people, they receive it and they return it. And they're inspired by it. And they perform better. And they rise to the occasion. They want to prove the trust justified. Now look, I recognize there might be a few people who abuse the trust, but the vast majority will be inspired by it and will perform better. And most importantly, they will reciprocate and give the trust back to you as a leader. But when leaders don't trust their people don't trust the leaders. There's a reciprocity of distrust. So distrust is contagious, but so is trust. And when you give it, people receive it, they return it. So start with the propensity to trust as a leader. It's a better starting point. I'm not saying blindly trust everybody. I'm saying smart trust, but your starting point matters. I love how Karl Fraudenberg, the founder of the Fraudenberg Group out of Germany, his philosophy is this, that I would rather trust 100 times and be disappointed 2 or 3 times than to perpetually live in an environment of distrust. Yes, some people will abuse the trust, but the vast majority will be inspired by it. And if we build a team and a culture of high trust, that culture will crowd out, weed out, starve out the violators, the offenders of it. It's a better starting point. And your job as a leader is to go first. Someone needs to go first. Leaders go first. Yes, there is a risk in trusting people. There is a risk. I know that, you know that. But there is also a risk in not trusting people. And not trusting is often the greater risk. So be smart about it. But find ways as a leader to extend trust to people, and you will see it come back to you. Let's generate the reciprocity of trust working for us instead of distrust working against us in a smart way. Okay, that's our backdrop. Let me dive in to the 3 big ideas. Here's, by the way, how the CEO of Johnson & Johnson, former CEO, Jim Burke, he said, I have found that by trusting people until they prove themselves unworthy of that trust, a lot more happens. It's a better starting point. Start with trust. With that as a backdrop, let's look at the 3 big ideas. First big idea, trust is financial, not just social. I'm going to show you a little video that shows you the high cost of low trust. There is a high cost to low trust. Now this is done in US dollars for the US economy. Here we are in Moscow. This is a global audience. Let's take the numbers you see here and multiply them maybe by 10 times. The high cost of low trust. Let's take a look. Let me share a simple formula that helps us quantify what I call the economics of trust. Trust always affects two measurable outcomes, always. They are speed and cost. Speed and cost. And here's a formula. It's very simple. When the trust goes down in a relationship, or when the trust goes down on a team, or in an organization, or with a customer or partner, or in society, or in any part of life, when the trust goes down, here's what you will find. The speed will go down with it. Everything will take you longer to do. And the cost will go up. Everything will cost you more to do. Why? Because you've now got to take steps to compensate for that lack of trust. Whether that be checking or verifying or validating or dealing with the redundancy and the bureaucracy and the rules that get put in place in lower trust environments. This we might call a tax, a low trust tax. And you want examples of the tax? They're all around us in our world today. It's a low trust world, increasingly. Just think of the low trust relationship that you identified a few minutes ago, the low trust one. My guess is it takes you longer, costs you more to get anything done. Think of teams you've been a part of, where for whatever reason there's low trust on the team. People don't trust each other. It takes you longer, costs you more to get anything done. Think if you've lost the trust of a customer.